take it away from the other team, and not get deflation when they end up recovering.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Good ball. He's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. Want to run up and tackle him.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Now back to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they do get him down, but not. And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guaranteed that went right into the game plan. Attack them early, see if they're going to play any better, and if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. 2nd and goal to go now. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. It's their quarterback with touchdown number 7 on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now they'll run it on the toss. They find some open field here. There he goes right side. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 72 yards. In the red zone this time. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. In the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. And a look at the defense now. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Defense may be thinking pass. They come out in the nickel on 3rd and goal. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now back out comes the offense. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They'll come out in the pistol. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release. Only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
10 yards still left on second down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guy...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards. And now a decision here on 4th and 1. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And he'll give it here to his running back. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility.
23 yards on the play.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
Here we go now.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A gain of 3, second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First-level defensive line, second-level linebackers, third-level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll set up to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete here on third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes where people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from, we'll call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
Here's the punter McAfee to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
Do you think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end. As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Let's go. What? Ohio. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Come on, let's go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. 15 yards through the air and a first down. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And his guys are going to retake the lead. And oh, he missed it. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken very short. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now set to take over on offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
Fake. They'll look to throw. Backing up. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 54 yards. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. So now it's 1st and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now this offense ready to take over again. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do it.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
2 minutes remain here in the first. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a costly turnover there as the ball will be spotted first and goal at the 5-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. So a fumble on second down. They're able to maintain possession. Brings up third. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Out of the gun now on third down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And he did get it back, I do think, yes. So no turnover on the punt, and it'll be a first down. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
They always that changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, free safety was there, no gain.
It's a loss of 4. Now third down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Over.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Second down following the run. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
throw here out of the gun. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, what was it, 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard.
That was pretty nice to watch if you like a defense's perspective, because they understood where the first down line was as much as the offensive got.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
Green 39! Green 39! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw again. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they're going to go soft on the corners.
Here we go. Check 26, check 26. Flex round. Flex round. Check 25. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So, what's that? Now? Oh, we're back. Okay, well, something happened to Larry in the halftime show, I guess. We're ready for the third quarter. Let's go. This will be taken about the 12. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. Now, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good gain, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Let's see if the defense tries any pressure here on 3rd and 8. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here's Pat McAfee now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Another pistol look here. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So there on that play, offensively, they were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
To throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Here we go. 1, 9, 1.
Now on first down. He'll drop to throw it. Right side, caught Fedorowicz. And he's brought down. They'll get 19 yards there. And that'll be good enough for the first.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Let's go!
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
They'll set up to throw. This will be caught at the 2. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys have once again taken the lead. And they will line up now for the 2-point try.
Let's go! One, none! One, none! Black round! Black round!
They'll try and throw for it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the tip there altered the ball.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Here we go now. Blue landing. Leopard.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. This is fielded at the 27. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down in those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting him to shreds.
And he's got him over the middle. Fedorowicz. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Play clock winding down. And they'll run it here. And some room to roam now. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards on the pickup. And it's good enough for a 1st down. Back now in Austin. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready. So the D-line's going to spread out. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Let's go!
On play action, they'll throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown. Their big tight end, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
This one taken just inside the 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And thee coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Let's go. Green 39.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give them 16 on the pickup, and that'll be good for a Seattle 1st down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? He'll look to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So here we go, a 3rd down after the 2nd down pass completion.
Let's go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. to throw now on first down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. They'll look to throw again. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a good turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. 11 yards on the pickup, and that enables them to also pick up the first. Time running out here on the play clock. They'll look to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
Now a handoff looking right, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Fourth quarter, 2-minute warning about to hit, and it looks like they're going to get one more play in.
Be interesting to see what they try and do on this play. Do they try and take a shot, or do they just try and get to the 2-minute warning?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Third down and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Now it's Lockett. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tackle.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And tough starting field position here. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Come on, let's go!
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Second and 5. They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
And he'll work his way forward up to the 22. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And quickly, they get to the line. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.